Hello and welcome to Lost Boys Versus. I'm Tandy, joined by Harlan Fair. Say hi, Harlan.
Hi, Harlan.
On today's episode of Lost Boys Versus, we're going to continue our gauntlet of Nicholas Rausch's Amber Steel deck that won the Invitational Qualifier at Apex Gaming on I want to say it was September 30th. And this deck looks really strong. It's not the one we're looking at right now. We played it earlier in the week. I guess I'll take a quick peek at it. But long story short, it's a Stitch Rockstar deck. It uses 6-cost Stitch Rockstar with a bunch of cheap characters to flood the board with characters. It also plays some of the better Amber and Steel cards like Rapunzel, Gifted with Healing, as well as a Tinkerbell package for Tinkerbell Giant Fairy with the Tiny Tactician and the Tinkerbell. We're using Ariel Spectacular Singer with Whole New World to just have huge bursts of resources, as well as seeing things like Grab Your Sword for very cheaply. But yeah, that's my deck. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Jon Mann's Amber Steel mid-range deck? This one's a bit different than what I'm playing.
Yeah, this is a deck after my own heart here. So it uses all the sweet steel cards that I love, Captain Hook, Prince Eric, to have, early characters that are very good at keeping your opponent from getting way ahead of you. And then we actually are also playing Ariel Spectacular Singer, but in a much different way than the deck you're playing today. And that is that this deck is just full of songs that are basically there just to be ink. We have Be Our Guest and Hakuna Matata that, I've played a good amount with this archetype before this. And I've maybe played like 2 Be Our Guests in like 50 or 60 games, and I've never played a Hakuna Matata. They are just there to be ink and just to find off of your Ariel Spectacular Singer. So she effectively says draw a card.
Yeah, I mean, Be Our Guest functions very similarly to, mold your brain. What's it called? Develop your brain. It plays very similarly to Develop Your Brain, whereas early in the game it's usually going to be ink, but later in the game it can be played to like find something very good that you really need in a specific spot. But when you're playing Ariel Spectacular Singer, one of the strengths is the musical debut, where you just get to look at the top 4 and pick a song, and if that song is inkable, it's basically just like drawing a resource card, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's funny with this deck, you talk about like drawing it late in the game and then finding something to do with it. In this build of the deck, you almost never run out of resources late in the game, which is, what really draws me to it. Just before we leave Ariel, though, she is definitely not as much on singing duty in this deck as she is in your deck, even though I have more songs than you. I don't have Whole New World. So really her Singer 5 is really only for Grab Your Sword, which definitely will come into play in this matchup, I would assume. But, her primary function is just to be a 3-drop that effectively draws a card.
Yeah, but I really like being able to sing Grab Your Sword ahead of schedule against some of the more aggressive decks in the format. I think that that's a very overlooked thing on Ariel Spectacular Singer, but it's the thing that makes her very good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what about these? What about these You Have Forgotten Me's? Because this is the card that you actually talked about on the podcast last week. This is your Amber Tech card of the week. You Have Forgotten Me. What you think about it?
Yeah, so I think that this card is awesome. It is really important against all of the big mid-rangey control decks that, you're drawing a card and then you're inking a card and playing like 1 card every turn, maybe even 2. You're going to run low on resources, and then the cards left in your hand are typically going to be your big high-cost uninkables, like your Sapphire Hades, your big Elsas, your Ursulas. And this card is just so stellar at just taking those last 2 cards from your opponent, and they have just sculpted the whole game around that powerful card in their hand, and they don't have it anymore. Meanwhile, this deck is only playing to the board the whole time. So typically you're going to be ahead on board, and then they've just lost their game plan while I'm still flush with cards.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing for me. You've Forgotten Me. If your opponent hasn't played something like Friends on the Other Side, the way that the game naturally plays is every single turn you play a resource card and you play a card from hand to hit the board. And what that naturally does is people build decks with curves that go 1, 2, 3, 4, slowly gaining more and more strength as you play the cards. And so that usually leaves them with a 5, 6, or 7 drop times 2 in hand around turn 4 or 5. And You Have Forgotten Me at that juncture is backbreaking almost always. Now, there are decks that have tons of ways to refuel cards, and there are a lot of things that replace themselves. But the things that refuel and the things that replace themselves are often the things that cost 4, 5, and 6 that you have forgotten me praise on. And like I said, the only thing it really doesn't function that well against is Friends on the Other Side because it's kind of just trading back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, after that we have, your pretty generic steel package. We have, big and little steel tink. We have smash. There's no fire the cannons in this deck. This deck is definitely trying to stay away from those uninkables as much as possible because
Right.
you do have a higher curve. The main feature of this deck is Stitch Carefree Surfer.
Oh, yeah?
This
Tell us
is
about this
the
one.
card that the deck is built around. So Stitch Carefree Surfer is 7 cost, inkable, 4/8, just a big booty on
Big
this guy.
honkin' chonker is what we
Oh
call him.
yeah, and he has the ability Ohana. When you play this character, if you have 2 or more other characters in play, you get to draw 2 cards. And that's what I was talking about earlier, that you do not run out of things to do later in the game. You just play out your characters, you just have raw stats in play, you do a little bit of questing, you try and keep your opponent's board in check, and then you just bury them in cards the longer the game goes. And to facilitate that plan, we also have cards like Beast to keep, the Amethyst decks away from their magic mirrors because,
And their pocket watches.
I have the
Pocket.
cards, not you.
Yeah.
It's my job to draw cards, not you. It kills the Shield of Truth that keeps their characters protected by readying them. So that way, steel doesn't really. It has some direct damage, but most of your removal is going to come through challenges, and keeping their characters so that they aren't readied definitely makes it a lot easier to get them off the table. And then a card that I have a severe fondness for is Cerberus Three-Headed Dog. Just stats.
Just
On the
chonker.
card.
He's another
Yeah,
big honkin' chonker.
Yeah, 5 cost, inkable, 5/6, quest for 1, no abilities. And that is, to me, like the hallmark of this deck is that you just want big stats on a character. We're going to trade resources. I'm going to Rapunzel this monstrous thing, draw a bunch of cards, and I'm going to have more cards than you at the end of the day, and I'm playing to the board the whole time.
All right. Well, it's a battle of Amber versus Steel. This is not a true mirror match. It's one mid-range and one Stitch Blitz. Let's go ahead and get to the match. All right, we're here for game number 1. Harlan's going to be on the play, and my hand looks pretty clunky. I'm going to take a mulligan here.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a clunker too. I'm actually going to keep an uninkable just because it's good in the matchup. Not something I would normally do, but we're going to look for 2 extra cards. Alrighty, I'm going to ink my Hakuna Matata. That is its job.
All right. I'm going to ink a hook and play a hook.
Alrighty. Pretty happy whenever Todd doesn't play a Lilo on turn 1, to be honest. I'm going to get rid of a You Have Forgotten Me, because that's not terribly what this matchup's about. And then
You inked it, and I saw it for a second, and I was just like, oh god, that's terrifying.
Never forget me, Todd.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to play Eric as ink, and I'm going to play a Simba as not a bodyguard. I'm going to play it untapped. We'll take out.
Alrighty. Hey, look, I drew an ink. Get out of here, Hakuna Matata.
Bye.
Let's put the fear in him. Play a Tinkerbell.
That's fine. I wasn't planning on questing anyway.
That's exactly what I want. I'm playing for the long game.
I don't know what to do. Guess I'll just play another Simba.
Alright.
I think questing at any point until I can get Tinkerbell off the table means I'll probably die. So I just got to be very careful.
Well, let's get rid of this other Hakuna Matata. Let's smash a Simba.
You go.
And I'm gonna quest for 1.
Okay, that means no Tinkerbell. There's no way he would do that otherwise. So we can trade Hook for Tinkerbell and 2 damage on the Simba. It doesn't seem like the greatest trade in the world.
I'd have to agree.
Gonna play Smash and Ink. I kind of want to trade though. I think I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna say go though.
Didn't play anything, huh?
Well, my hand is very clunky. I mulliganed a bunch and I don't know what to tell you.
Hmm.
Could have mulliganed more, I guess. Probably should have.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna
Hmm.
loot.
Loot?
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Loot?
Well, I didn't want to play a Be Our Guest and then, find something that I was probably just going to ink, but I happened to draw Hans, which was perfect. And this will keep Todd from doing the play he was thinking about last turn of trading both, because then the Hans will quest and just kill the Simba for free.
I
So we have an
tilted
extra layer of protection now.
everything.
Yep.
And then if I quest, or if I challenge here, the Hans can quest. I think that's fine. And then I'll quest with my Captain Hook as well.
Hmm. All right, let's start off with a Rapunzel and draw 2.
Ah, crap. Wasn't quite clear.
Yeah, that's why I was just questing with the Tinkerbell. I was hoping, you'd maybe want to put some damage on with the Simba or something. All right, now what do we do with the Hans?
Quest and kill the Simba and then trade with my Captain Hook probably, but
Yeah, I could just leave them both and play for a turn, though.
please do.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
All right.
As weird as that sounds.
Not that weird.
And then I'm actually just going to ink this hook.
I think that's smart. I'm going to play Tinkerbell, and then I'm going to play Stitch Rockstar.
Cool.
And now the Simba is basically going to die to either the Hans or the Rapunzel, and I don't want to give you the option to do it on the Rapunzel to play another Rapunzel, or do I? Do
Or
I?
do you?
Do I? Actually, I kind of do. Okay. One Lord's worth so little and yet so much. This game has been going on for so long, and we're like 1/10 of the victory points or whatever.
I know.
It crashes really fast though at the end of the game.
Yeah, we've just been jockeying for position mostly. I really don't want to offer my Hans into the hook, so I may. The Rapunzel does the same thing though, and the hook lives. Maybe I just leave them both alive for another turn.
That's fine. That's why we quest, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna play an Ariel. I whiffed on a song because they're all in my inkwell already.
All them Hakuna Matatas.
Oh yeah, what a wonderful phrase. Then I think I'm gonna ink this Moana.
All right.
And I'm gonna smash your Stitch.
Oh.
It's your go.
All right. Hmm. Man, that was a good draw.
No. I don't like the sound
Punish
of that.
you for dealing 3 to my things.
Oh no! That's horrible.
Yeah. All right, Ariel Singer gonna go into the inkwall so we can play another thing. We'll play untap so that we can exert it to draw.
This is really bad.
And then this is a free Simba quest, so I think other than that we're Gucci.
Maybe I should have held it. Yeah, because if I had drawn an ink, man, I had you set up for a nice play, but the Rapunzel was the worst possible scenario.
Hey, welcome to my life. Every time I play against Rapunzel, it's the worst day of my life.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about yours though. I should have just held the smash for this turn. Oh no. Alright, how do we recover?
Well, first you sing grab your sword and you deal 2 to everything. And And then it kills a
That's not even
bodyguard, a
not even
2/2.
good
It's not
anymore.
even that good. You're right. Kills a hook and a Simba and a
Yeah, this
Stitch.
is horrible. I should have held that smash.
I guess
Um,
grab your sword plus Han's activation can kill both of the Simbas and leave me with just Rapunzel and Stitch.
yeah, but then there's damage on your stuff,
Yeah.
and you have a million cards in your hand.
Four. Four's not a million.
It is with a Stitch Rockstar in play. This was horrible. Should have held that smash, Oda. I think I would have had you on the ropes.
All right, keep it going. See if you can get
I know.
back.
I'm thinking. This is hard. Um, yeah, I just have to sing this.
Yep.
Yep.
Clean them up.
Get rid of the Simba. Um, play this Moana. Request. All right, no more Rapunzels, please.
All right. What do we got here? So we can sing, grab your sword. That doesn't seem that good. All right, let's go smash Hans.
Yep.
And then Rockstar gonna eat Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play a be our guest looking for a little guy. We do find a little
That's
guy.
good for me.
Yeah, because it means I don't have
Yeah.
it all. All right, and I guess I quest for 2. This Rapunzel's not under too much duress. Say go. 7 ink should be enough.
It's not a terribly good card at this point.
Well, good news is you can get this Rockstar off the table.
Yeah, I also get to do it a little cutesy, where I'll quest with my Rapunzel first because my Moana readies it.
Yeah. Ouchers.
Now, if I had a Rapunzel, we'd be gaming. I think I'm just gonna play this Tinkerbell though. Say go.
All right. What do we do here? So Hook can eat Rapunzel. Then I still have to contend with the Moana.
Mm-hmm.
That plus that. 3, 4 there.
Tell you what, Moana's a pretty impressive card when your opponent doesn't have Maui in their deck.
That's true. A lot of cards get better when your opponent doesn't have Maui in their deck.
That's true. Didn't really think about it that way. Kitty.
All right, let's go Captain Hook. Big Hook will shift onto this thing. Deal 5 to the Moana. We'll finish the Moana. Play Simba. I meant to bodyguard it. Son of a gun. All right. Getting dangerously close to dying though.
Oh my god.
Would you draw a nice one?
Oh yeah. So you're telling me there's a chance.
Oh god. Every time. I couldn't clear both of your characters. That was the big downside.
All right, and I can clear both of yours. Is there a reason you didn't bodyguard?
I misclicked. I said I meant to
Oh,
bodyguard as I was
oh,
playing.
my bad.
You jerk.
Sorry, I was too distracted by drawing a Rapunzel this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. I guess we're just gonna clear both your guys.
Hurry it up.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking through.
Ain't nobody got time for that. People
Ain't nobody got
people
time
got work
for
in the
that.
morning. Hurry up.
You ain't got work in the morning.
Yeah, unfortunately that Simba misclick gonna probably cost me the game. Maybe the match. Let's see, we'll go Tuna here. We'll play Tinkerbell. We'll play Stitch New Dog. You're good.
Alrighty. We finally get to play my trap card.
That's
Get rid of that
fine.
hand.
Been having these cards rotten for a while. You want to do some questing? You want to quest? You want to do some questing with these Rapunzels?
Not yet, not yet. Another whiff from my aerial because I drew all my songs earlier,
I do be like that.
and we'll pass it up.
That was a good
I'd
draw.
really like
What
to
do you think
find
about this one?
a big stitch. Ooh, that it was a good one. Glad you didn't have cards left in your hand.
Well, all I need is one next turn, and we'll be in business.
True that. Alrighty, let's
I wonder if I should have shifted onto the
get
stitch and
creative.
quested for extra.
Let's sing this. Pick up my Rapunzel.
Ooh, that's nice. And then you attack for 2 and draw 3?
Yep.
Alright, well.
Let's see what we find. Okay, okay.
Come on, one drop!
Get rid of a BR guest and play the Hans.
Man, what a turn. Alright, that's a good start.
Not like this.
This
game has gone on forever and we're only halfway there.
I know. Alright, we're gonna sing with Stitch Rockstar. We're gonna draw 7. We're gonna go Bollocks to the Wallocks.
Alrighty.
I got so much things to do now. This is so hard.
I know, I do too. Thankfully, I don't have to think about mine until you're done.
Alright, so I have 6. I could just play a bunch of stuff. Or I can try to collapse your board. And I think collapsing your board is just a better play for me long term. And I can still play... I guess I can draw first. Let's do this first.
Yep, here goes my board. My house of cards is tumbling.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to hit your aerial so you can't sing anything for cheap. And we're done, I guess. Deal with that! Go ahead, deal with all that!
It's going to be pretty hard to deal with.
And this is why playing best of 3 is difficult.
Yes. Yeah, this has been a game and a half. And we got 2 more after this. Hopefully 2, since this one's not looking good for me.
Well, yeah. May
Hmm.
call the executive producer and see if we can cut it short.
I don't know if I have much of a way to come back from this. I still have 4 cards.
I do, and they're very good.
Oh, that's not good.
I mean, I do also have 2 Stitch Rockstars in play, so unless you can clear them both.
Yeah. I think I just have to go as big as I can.
Let's do it. There he
Draw
is.
2 cards. Gonna ink this BR guest. Play 2 hooks.
Okay.
And we're gonna attack a Lilo, quest, and kill the other Lilo.
I like it. I like it.
Pass it up. We'll figure it out next turn.
I honestly love thinking like that. You know, that's next turn's problem.
Yep. I'm just gonna be as proactive as I can and figure it out later.
All right. So we can go 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, go up to 18. I feel like going up to 18 just means that I can't lose. Maybe I can lose. Hold on. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, right.
I just get 18, I win.
All right. Well, we'll go attack here and kill the Hans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play Rapunzel, heal the Tinkerbell for some.
Rude.
Quests. And then I'm gonna go ink a Tink and then play a Tink. Or maybe... Yeah. Alright, ink and sing. Play sing. Your go!
Alright, so I have to kill...
Everything.
Everything that's exerted, yes. It's a lot of health to get through. Alright, so I could do it by way of... If I grab your sword and Tinkerbell, that clears these two, and then I have to kill 3 big guys. Which I only have 2 attackers then.
Yeah, because you got a sting with the Stitch.
Yeah, I got to sting with my Carefree Surfer. Could I draw another grab your sword? Does that do anything? That does do it. Okay. Aerial for grab your sword.
All right. Missed.
All right, I'm dead.
All right, GG.
GG.
Pack it in. All right, we're here for the second game. Harlan's going to be on the play because I'm beat him up.
You eating my lunch.
Nom nom.
All right, let's get rid of that one, and I think the rest of these are pretty good.
All right, we finally got a card in my opener that you ain't never seen before.
That I've never seen before?
Yeah, you've never seen it in play on turn 1 before.
Oh no, Alilo?
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Coming for you.
All right, get out of here, Big Stitch. Now is not time to shine. Prince Eric, let me feast on a Simba, please.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Who's the steel deck now?
It's
both of us.
It's me.
Yeah,
it's you and me.
Now let's get rid of our second Prince Eric. Let's go looking for some songs to sing.
No.
Let's grab our swords, shall we?
No, come on.
I repeat, who's the steel deck now?
Yeah. So if I quest, then you just like don't even have to play it.
That's true. Rock hard place. You know, it'd be extra great when you just quest and I don't have to play it. I get to play my Rapunzel on curve and draw 2.
Why would you say that out loud?
I'm just willing it into existence.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. I'm just gonna say go. I'm just gonna force him to play his grab your sword, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Force is a word you could say, I guess.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Okay.
What, you don't want to ink nothing?
I did ink.
Oh, sorry, you didn't want to quest with nothing.
No, I didn't want to quest. That just lets you exchange your resources into mine.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna smash my aerial, so I have to pay full retail for this grab your sword.
No, I wish. I would definitely do that if I had it. Shoot me up!
Now the time.
Beat me up, Daddy! Come on! Squish me with them swords!
Squish me with them swords.
Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm just trying to get it out so I can actually play the game. Knowing it's there with the arrow singer, like I can't physically do anything for like a while.
Yeah, let's get rid of your Prince Eric.
Dang.
Let's just use the Simba.
Yep. That'll do.
And then we will get rid of.
I have like one card that gets me back in the game, and you'll never guess what it
Hans.
is. God, you still have so much ink. That was not the one that I wanted. That ain't good?
No, it is not.
Alright, you win. Alright, we're here for the third and final game in the Steel Amber face-off. My hand looks pretty good. I'm going to throw back things that have 1 willpower. That way that we don't get beat up by any of the steel cards too badly, but other than that, my hand looks pretty solid. Well, I mulliganed it, and then I drew it, so see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye, Aladdin.
Deuces. All right, get out of here. Be our guest. Your job is ink.
Captain Hook's job is trade.
Yes.
All right, I don't really want to trade with Hook, and I don't really want to be defensive with Eric, and my hand's kind of weird, so I'm just going to play nothing.
Oh, wow. Just skipping.
Look, I think that that's the play against an opponent with a bunch of grab your swords and stuff. I probably shouldn't even play this Stitch New Dog, but having it in play means that if you don't deal with it, I can just punish you with Rockstar at some point down the line. So
I'm actually going to play this Be Our Guest because I have nothing else to do.
Nice, nice. I think it's one of those cards that, like, it looks like it should be good, and then when you cast it, you realize that you're just, like, not playing a character.
Yeah, it's just not good. Yeah, especially because I'm finding Eric.
All right, well, you found ink. Good job. Instead of just playing as ink, you did other things. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the smash so I can play aerial. Smash is good, but aerial is great. We missed. Rip. And I'll still knock Quest with Stitch so I can keep the threat of Rockstar online.
I, too, am going to aerial.
Okay.
I, too, am not skilled and missed.
Ooh.
I haven't mulliganed to Hakuna Matata just so it was in my deck for my aerial.
All right, well, we hit this one, and guess what? It's ink. That's ink, baby. Still not gonna quest, still not gonna do anything.
Yeah. Let's get rid of Carefree Surfer, even though it hurts my heart to do it.
Look, it's like Monstrous Dragon, right? You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Neither
7's so much more reasonable than 9, though.
Neither player doing anything, huh? This is probably wrong, but I don't think either of us are gonna freaking quest for a while, so I'm just gonna play this Tinkerbell. Ink my Rapunzel.
You inked your Rapunzel. Do you have another Rapunzel, you sicko?
You know, the world may never know, except for people watching the video.
So there is a Rapunzel up in there.
Beats me.
Maybe in that case we just do this. Yeah. 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 Mind right you. Discard 2.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What'd you get rid of? A Rapunzel? Yeah.
A Rapunzel and a Stitch Rockstar.
And then I'm gonna ink a smash if it'll let me. There we go.
Yeah, you have to like target your inkwell with a smash. It's weird.
All right, do your worst.
Don't
make it too good.
I have a potentially very strong turn.
Oh no. Okay. It's going to be a whole new world.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm sick of me mind rotting you and making you discard your hand, and then you make me discard my hand, and we both have 7 cards. No!
Is that good or bad for you? Can't tell.
It's just annoying. Oh no!
Oh,
so
yeah.
last turn to play around Rapunzel for the turn, I could have sung Grab Your Sword and shifted Tinkerbell and killed everything but your Tinkerbell. But it would have left your Tinkerbell in play that you could Rapunzel and draw 3. And I didn't want to do that, so I was like, I'll make you discard 2 first.
Oh, yeah, and then I played 6 cards in one turn?
Yeah, exactly.
I told you I was going to have a good one.
You held the Stitch, not the...
That's true.
Or did you hold the Whole New World, right?
No, I held the Stitch and I drew Whole New World and I said, "Raro."
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Typical
now
Thoughtseize
now you
bug.
got 8 cards to work with. Okay, you got 8 cards to do
Yeah,
whatever you
thanks
want
for the
with.
gift. I know you're thinking of me. There's nothing even for me to do. I don't even have a grab your sword in my hand.
It's like one of my favorite things to do is to cast Whole New World when their hand is pretty good, and then their hand just becomes really bad.
Yeah, it's like I have a bunch of cards, but all they are is cards.
Yeah, they don't shift. I mean,
Uh,
that's honestly one of the reasons I could have killed the Ariel instead of Tinkerbell, but I thought you singing "Grab Your Sword" was actually less detrimental than shifting a big Tinkerbell into play.
yes. Yeah, if I got to kill your Stitch and one of your aerials, that would be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just dead.
Back it in if you want, man. This is already a long video, but
No,
you can play it
there's
out
nothing.
too.
Oh, good.
Oh, there's
All right,
nothing you can do.
oh, I hit.
Is it Akuna? Yes!
Ain't no
Akuna
worries.
Matata, no worries, baby.
Oh God.
Dude, Stitch Blitz is broken. This is like my favorite deck. I like Nicholas Rausch's build too. The two Fire the Cannons have looked really nice with the draw sevens because they just are cheap little ways to interact. I don't like flooding on them, right? They don't ink. But having a couple has been really cool. Alright, so I'm probably going to get punked by a Tinkerbell. So let's just play all our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I played this unexerted so that I can exert and draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we didn't find a song to sing. The Tinkerbell's gonna smash me pretty good. I'm just gonna quest for a bunch and then let cards land wherever they land. And then we'll try again next turn. Go ahead.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to click your cards successfully. They're so tiny now.
They are very small.
Board
We
is
have
so
so many.
wide.
Yeah.
All right, all right. We needed this. Oh my God, we might be back.
No! Is
We
it
might
double
be
grab your
back.
sword time?
Yeah,
Really? Double grab your sword Tinkerbell?
yeah. Little column A, little column B.
Okay, well, bye bye everything. I wonder if I should have done something else instead.
Oh my God, your board got so tiny. Yeah, let's smash here and pop your Stitch.
Pretty good.
I'm on the board. I got a lore. Let's
Alright.
go.
Alright. Let's go. Aerial Singer. Ooh.
Yep.
And I'll go Smash Your Big Team.
No, I needed that.
Played a rock, or played the new dog, not the rock star.
Trying to tell me something about your hand?
Maybe. Thinking. Here we go.
Oh my God. Oh my God, we got him.
No!
We got him.
I'm owned. I am whipped. Is this game 3?
Yes, this is
Oh
for all the
my
marbles,
God.
Todd.
I had such a big board and I got owned. You were complaining so much.
You gotta set him up to knock him down, you know?
Alright. Come on! No. Whatever. I guess I should have just held on to the rock star. I actually just forgot about you have forgotten me, and I was trying to set up for my next turn. Unfortunate.
Quest. Pop this one.
I don't think I think I have 2 whole new world. No, 1 whole new world and 1 Stitch rock star left.
Captain Hook. Go.
It's a lot of stuff.
I'm doing my best Todd impression.
Alright, you win. Alright, so turns out Steel, grab your sword, Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy, pretty good against characters with 1 and 2 willpower, right?
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny that so much of your stuff actually had 3 willpower that I had to find the grab your sword
That's true.
to be able
That's
to,
true.
and like combine them to be able to get back into the game.
Yeah, I'm curious what the game would have looked like if I didn't ink my Rockstar there at the end. I might have
Hmm.
been able to come back into the game a little bit, keeping either that or the whole new world as the backup plan for the next turn. That I mean, look, you have forgotten me is strong in a lot of spots. I mean, that was super late in the game, and we found a place where I was able to take 2 very strong cards from me. One thing that I do want to note is that any opponent that brings Tinkerbell Giant Fairy to the table is going to somewhat invalidate things like Lilo making a wish. Your 2-drop Aladdin's Cornered Swordsman. These are cards that just get just like swept up in those AOE effects, like the Grab Your Sword and the Tinkerbell. It's like pretty tough.
Yeah, exactly. I think this showcased a lot of, especially this third game, where you have some cards that are definitely the knob is cranked kind of to 11 on their power level with Stitch Rockstar and Whole New World.
Yeah,
Um, but then you also have the cards like Lilo that are in the matchup, definitely on the lower end. And as the game gets later, my average card quality starts to shine through a bit. But also, I have to string together some pretty powerful combinations just to beat like one of your really strong cards, So,
no, for sure. I mean, look, you have the tools, right?
mhm.
You have Smash, Grab Your Sword, Tinkerbell, and all of those things combined make my Creature Rush stuff like really blunted in terms of power level. Me giving you 7 cards obviously can lead to disaster, and it certainly did. I actually didn't even have to lean into the big draw 7 effect on the turn that I did, along with my Stitch Rockstar and stuff like that. Obviously, it was a phenomenal turn, but I actually think your deck has such a hard time getting Rockstar off the table if I don't have a quest with it that I should have just probably played it and said go, and then maybe you have incentive to hit me on the next turn with another like discard effect or something.
um,
I don't know.
well, so actually, if you hadn't Whole New Worlded there, I would have done exactly what I did on the key turn of later in the game, which I was setting up for shift my Tink and saying a grab your sword anyway. So I would have cleaned up a Stitch Rockstar even readied
Sure,
because it would have done the grab your sword would have done 2, the Tinkerbell would have done 1, and then the Tink trigger would have done another 2 to it.
sure.
So then you would have had to probably Whole New World with basically nothing in play, which would have been really bad. Um, but yeah, and that's kind of felt like how the game goes is where like my cards are a little bit clunkier and they're almost as powerful, but I have to kind of like set up a plan, and then I can just have the whole thing swept out from under me with the Whole New World, where then I'm behind and I've lost my plan, and so like it leads to you getting like a good turn and a half of like kind of whatever you want to do while I reset up and redeploy. And that felt really scary when that happened.
Yeah, I think with a little bit tighter play, maybe I'm in that game at some point. There's so many little micro decisions. It gets difficult
Mm-hmm.
to figure out exactly where to turn the dial. But there certainly the turn where you played the second, you have forgotten me. If I just hold the Stitch Rockstar, maybe instead of playing it as ink in preparation for my Whole New World on the following turn, I think I would end up in a better spot. And I really like the explosive turn on 3, but the game that actually disappointed me the most was game number 2. Game number
Mm-hmm.
1, long, fun, interactive. Game number 2, I just got slaughtered. I played some rinky-dink little things, and you just had like the early threaten Tinkerbell shift, and I just couldn't ever quest, couldn't ever protect myself because Prince Eric challenged my Simba, and it was just like super embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. And that was where we saw my cards are all medium plus, and then you drew all your stinkers and not your super powerful top end. And it leads to those lopsided games where, the games where you have a good mix and I have a good mix can be really back and forth, but sometimes somebody can just run away with it. And that happened to be where I got lucky to run away with it there. So
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Lost Boys Versus. Make sure to check out our sponsors, Games and Comics Paradise. They're a gaming store out of Fairfax, Virginia. They are holding a Lorcana 2K scaling prize pool event on October 28th weekend at their home store in Fairfax, Virginia. Check out gcparodice.com for more information and to pick up anything you need for any of your collectible card games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and now Disney's Lorcana. Also, big shout out to Apex Gaming. We're going to be working with them on the October 20th weekend, putting together the TCG Player Invitational, and that's going to have Harlan Fair, former world champion of Magic the Gathering Nathan Stoyer, and a host of other awesome players competing for their share of $5,000. We have an invitational qualifier coming up at the Apex Gaming home store in Caldwell, Ohio on October the 14th. Make sure to check out apexgaming.gg for more information. That's going to do it for this episode of Lost Boys Versus. We got one more deck we're going to be pitting the Amber Steel deck from Nicholas Rausch against. We're going to be doing that later in the week, so make sure to hit the follow button and tell us what deck you're playing in Constructed right now, because we got a lot of tournaments on the horizon and I need some inspiration.
Alrighty, yeah.
All right, well, thanks to Harlan for this episode of Lost Boys Versus. I'm Tandy, and we'll see you next time.